in the black corner with the black pieces. Put your hands together for Oksana Komisarova. This will be a 7-round bout, starting with chess, alternating between chess and boxing until checkmate or knockout. Ladies, shake hands and take a seat.
I'm quite astonished not to hear any Rusiya, Rusiya in the background. Maybe it's too early.
This is the battle with the Titans. This is for Russian, Just, sorry, I'm going to chime in here a little bit.
So Peter Zukov, head of the Russian Federation, has all the background on these fighters. What can we expect here?
Yeah, just watch out for these girls. These are the highest level female chess boxers in the country, and the rivalry is real for them because we have our, of course, Russia Open Cups and the Russia Championship. These girls are just top notch. They're both chess teachers. They teach our chess players. They're both very high elo. I don't know what, but I mean like beyond good. And now actually also very good boxers. So check them out. This is going to be a battle of the Titans, as I said.
If you're looking for a good example of what high-level chess boxing looks like in this female category, look no further than this Russia v. Russia matchup.
I could definitely confirm from the just the choice of the opening and the move order
very
to come
interesting
about it was very, and the speed it was played, that these girls are indeed the real deal. D5, trying to get a little bit of grip on that E6 square with a logical follow-up to come.
They're both participating regularly in all Russia official chess competitions, so Russia Championship in chess, all of that. So pro chess players.
Well, this last move, knight d4, just goes to show she played d5 with intent of, getting that key square e6, and c5 is the perfect reaction to this. It's
option
like you
for en passant here, and it is taken. En passant on the board.
En passant, but she's got rid of that weakness on e6. It's not so visible now. And exchanging knights, forcing the d5 square for black, but unfortunately, other things to be taken into consideration. There was a little bit of forgetfulness, I have the impression. Something that probably in her normal practice she wouldn't have done. She is getting, there's always, we were talking about it yesterday, there's always a form of compensation. Even when you blunder a pawn, the time that it took that bishop to go to take it and come back, these are tempos, it's energy. Material is energy. There's always a little something. So white now just wants to consolidate, take a little bit of time to make sure that everything's solid, and then have digested the pawn. Black wants to activate. The basic rule is really easy. It's when you are statically better, you play statically, never dynamically. And when you are statically worse, you have to play dynamically. The problem comes when you try to be dynamic in a static superior position. You're trying to win twice, and that Josef Dorfman will tell you off, to say the least.
About a 45-second time advantage for black as we come in on the close of this chess round.
That's quite astonishing, given that white is a pawn up and kind of, I wouldn't say leading the ball, because, as I said, there is compensation in this position.
And there's the bell. Now, still about a 45-second advantage for black. And what were you saying about the material and position?
Well, white has taken the pawn, but the time it's taking her to go grab it, black has managed to get some dynamics going on. From that point on, white now has to be careful. So it's every advantage has its disadvantage, in as much as, like, yeah, I might have the superior position, but now you're going to have to think about it to not lose it.
Well, as these ladies glove up, once again, this is a Russia versus Russia matchup In the white corner, Dilara, and in the black corner, Oksana. Oksana bouncing up and down, getting psyched up and ready. Our referee in charge, a local Armenian. Ladies touch gloves, judges ready, timekeeper ready, seconds out, and there's the bell. A typical Russian style, bouncing forward and backwards, in and out of range. Ladies starting out nice and slow, establishing range and timing. And there's the first jab, going just short for black. Big right hand comes just short as well. Looks like these ladies have matching shoes.
They're probably
very
best
colorful.
friends. They're probably best friends.
Yeah,
right?
very
I'm
colorful.
guessing.
But not in this round. They are going at it. Still nothing too committal yet. Almost playing like grandmasters, just waiting to see when someone is going to overextend, when someone will open up enough to take advantage of some sort of counter punch or counter attack.
Well, the lack of urgency.
And there we have it. A first right hand lands for white.
The lack of urgency is justified by the position on the board.
A nice jab lands for white as well. And black responds with a 1-2 of her own. Using that lead hand to paw the jab of her opponent, trying to open up something for her cross to be able to find its mark. Jab lands for black. Another jab land for black. Slight range advantage for black is on display. Another cross lands for black. Starting to find her rhythm, her distance. A little bit of flinching for black when white makes her entry. Another right hand lands for white, right up the middle. Trade of jabs. A little off balance hook for white. One finds the mark. Jab lands, black pushing white up into the corner. Nice trade of jabs. Looks like there is a bit of swelling around the nose of black. White doing some damage. Black parrying that attack from white, then pulling down to the back of the head and getting a caution from the referee. 10 seconds left. Big right hand lands for black. Here at the end of the round. Ladies throwing caution to the wind. No defense, all punches. And there's the bell.
I like that comeback at the end.
Very exciting end of the round. Almost like both were conserving energy up into that final flurry. Both breathing heavy. White the first back towards the board as black still rests on the ropes. Some swelling around the nose and left eye of black. White with the advantage of making it back to the board quicker and starting to study the position already.
Back to the board, and you notice that both players still have both of their bishops. So we can't talk of a bishop pair advantage, but you see how they're crossing the board, like these axes of communication. Just each one is cutting the board in two. And so here black has given away a bishop for the knight. I preferred it to keep up that pressure, that tension, and just build on it. I think white is happy to see the release of tension.
And once again, bringing attention to this time advantage. Still about 45 seconds up for black, although black's clock is ticking down as she considers this move. And we have e4.
This is very interesting because I thought that the e5 was actually quite speculative, just having like the backward d pawn. But her idea was actually to cut off this bishop.
And open up her own bishop along those dark squares. About to be a very powerful bishop once released from confinement from the and white sees it and is challenging it.
So here she has a decision to make if she wants to reactivate the bishop. How does she do it? She can do it either of two ways. Oh, she's going pawn grabbing. She's going pawn grabbing. Maybe it's a good idea at this stage. I don't know.
Looking to trade off queens, maybe start to shift from middle game to end game.
So the b pawn will fall, but I'm reckoning she's going to be just in time to catch her train. Rook b1. I thought the bishop would have come back. That would have been like 2 birds with 1 stone, but she's getting
Opting
ready
to defend another way.
She's getting ready to start pushing forward. I think Oksana was slightly affected maybe by the boxing more than Dilara was. You see, this is the problem. That's why I said 2 birds with 1 stone. That bishop on a7 was a hanging piece, and rook b1 just allowed for too much flexibility for black. But it's not over yet because that passed b pawn is something to deal with, and black's pawn structure is actually quite advantageous to white. Nevertheless, again, after this exchange, the light squares are a little bit. It's funny because white still has the light square bishop, but it seems that the light squares are affected, and especially this f2 pawn. Now she's jumping back to grab the other one on e3. To be honest, to play at this speed so well, I'm really impressed. And white finding the counterplay, not shying off. She's not trying to defend the e pawn or where she's losing. She's just going straight for the kill on the other side, and that's the way to do it. Knight takes e3, and rook c5. Perfect. Everything perfect.
And that chess round flew by with a lot of action. Some very strong chess on display. Beautiful game so far, and now we come back to the ring where these 2 ladies will duke it out again. Super equal so far.
Well,
referee checking safety gear again. Coming to the end of this transition round, both psyching themselves up, getting ready, judges prepared, timekeeper ready, seconds out. There's the bell. And that typical Russian style, hopping in and out. Nice right to the body lands, a little bit low. Counter cross coming just short. Black trying to establish her jab and distance again. A nice jab lands. Nice jab from white in her own right. Trading jabs now, and a right finds its mark for white. A nice cross lands for black. Trying to use that lead hand as a pawing parry. White using it to enter. Black defending well. Nice lead hand parry for black. Keeping her range. Both opting to stay at a distance for now. Really liking to use that lead hand parry, but that does leave an opening when she parries. That right hand is there, and white finds it. Almost right on cue. cross hand parry leaves you vulnerable for that right hand coming through. And now an exchange of punches. Black with White on the ropes. White turning Black into the corner. And a separation by the referee. And a flurry of punches as Black drives White back into the corner. Another separation by our Armenian referee. Giving a grappling caution. Getting tangled up. Holding and striking not allowed. That's the second warning. Ten-second warning, nearing the end of the round. Will we see a flurry like the end of the last round? Looks like Black entering, trying to make something happen. White circling, and there's the bell.
I mean, it's very interesting even for us, the Russian team, because we don't know really who's better. I mean, they're always in the final in the Russian championship. Nobody, as you can tell by the level of chess, it's very hard to beat them. And also with this solid, boxing, even the good boxers can finish them. So, these are the leaders of the female team. And we are actually quite intrigued and ourselves, the Russian team. Who's better, really? Who's
very
the best?
equal so far, and we are about to find out in a few short minutes who is coming out on top, at least today.
At least today, that's what I was going to say. There
For
are going to be many battles ahead.
It's one. I think they're equal right now. I think in their personal bouts, I think they're 1-1. So when I say who's better right now, right? I think they're both great. I don't know who's better, and probably they're.
And it's just like boxing at the highest level, chess at the highest level. It really comes down to that day, how you wake up feeling. If you get a lucky break, if you don't, and with that bell, we are back underway. Carl, talk to me. What are you seeing?
Well, I'm seeing a defensive rook c2. I think it wasn't immediately necessary. Maybe she could accept the check. The pawn would have got to the 7th rank, and then rook c2. But this is probably just as good. I think the boxing is taking effect, because here you have to be extremely precise. You don't want to take all that much time, and they're both kind of improvising, I think, at the moment.
An interesting proposition here for White. It looks like it could move to the 7th rank, pin that rook to the king, and there's the move. My chess nowhere near the level of these ladies, but.
And yes, this is the thing. Now, without the rook on the 2nd rank, that knight's a little bit alone, and White is able to reestablish the opponents of that bishop. And it's just going to be this passive protector of pawns. Bad bishops defend good pawns.
Well, I mean, that B pawn is the win condition. It is the threat for White, setting up to be able to promote it with that rook c1 move. It could move to c8 and put that rook in a very difficult position, but smartly Black defending that c8 square.
And rook c6 trying to take it away from the square.
The natural move here would be d7, but we'll see what she.
Well, she's setting herself up for a pin in that case.
A pin or a promotion. It's a tough. Yeah, there it is.
Rook c7, and now the problem is if you defend the knight with the rook, it's not a true defense. The rook would be overloaded.
Black taking her time to think here.
Both players are well aware of what's happening.
It looks like a piece will come off the board here. Otherwise, that pawn is promoting. Wow. Opsa let the pawn promote.
Well, it's difficult not to play it.
So this would come out to a pawn for a knight.
This was, of course, the right way to go.
Yep. And now, instead of
I think
only
the
getting
round-
a knight,
was that the
she's
end
up
of
a
the
full
round or
queen. There's the bell. So white now in a dominant position, only down 12 seconds on the clock, but up a full queen.
I don't see Dilara backing down on the boxing now. And
She must come forward. She must make something happen.
Oksana kind of has to go all in on this one.
That's right. Oksana needing to make something happen, do some damage, elicit some fatigue to try to. I really don't see a knockout happening given the power that these ladies have displayed so far. There really aren't many big shots being landed, but maybe she's saving it for when she needs it, so we'll find out.
Oksana
Just a
defends
few
very
seconds
well,
here.
but yeah, she hasn't been overly aggressive.
And we are underway.
But she's
Tangled
got-
up against the ropes. Black coming forward immediately, knowing what she needs to do. The mission is clear. We need a knockout. Continuing to hop forward. White circling left and right, trying to switch up how Black needs to advance, keeping her off balance.
Dilara adapted pretty well to a new defensive role while she's been on the attack for the two first rounds of boxing.
A nice right hand lands for White as Black advances in. Those counters keeping Black at bay so far. A little inside uppercut in the clinch for Black. Black with a nice jab. Black pushing White up against the ropes. White trying to circle away. Another jab lands for Black. Jabs aren't going to do it, though. She needs a power punch.
Well, she's definitely understood the assignment.
Second caution for the coaches in the corner to take a seat. Nice counter finds the guard of Black. Black coming forward with another uppercut, blocked smartly by White. White continues this circling and evasion, knowing she has a clear advantage on the board, just needs to get back to it. And let there be light. Now White coming forward. Maybe tired of retreating. She might try to have an attack of her own. Keeping that high guard up. Looks like Black is a bit gassed. A big right hand lands for White. It is exhausting, constantly having to chase your opponent, knowing that she doesn't have to do anything. Another jab lands for Black. Good same side parry for White. White tangling up Black. 10 seconds to go. Black hearing that, knowing this is it. She needs another big shot now or never. But there's the bell. And back to the board we go for the final chess round, where White has a massive advantage. A breath of relief from White as her gloves come off. Her corner very happy.
But the problem is there's truly no counterplay. There's still some kind of technical phase. You still have to kind of get through. But in a minute 20, honestly, the fact that you have to think about it does some kind of It might just be easier to find moves with white than it is to find moves with black. I think that's the main advantage that she has, more than that it's technically winning. Because, you know, to win that, you have to find the correct route, right? There's only one weakness in this position, it's g6, and she could cover that up twice. The pawns aren't going to help, right? Only the queen and the bishop can attack that. Or maybe, at some point, something else. Don't want to give it away, but she's playing for the time. She's absolutely correct. I mean, there is a winning plan, but you're going to have to think about it.
No, I mean, it's not for this situation.
That's good. That's an advance in. Well, black doesn't have to think about her moves, right? She's just moving up and down with the rook. She's got the king into play. That's the thing I didn't want to.
I think 30 seconds could be enough for Dilara.
It should be. It should be. But she's obviously going to make her. Because there's also the possibility of stalemate. Let's not forget this.
Exactly.
But stalemate will not come onto this board because it is winner by checkmate for white.
Opa, opa.
Very excited getting back into the ring. Definitely dejected is black.
It's not made on the board, but
It's not made.
Where's the mate?
No,
She resigned.
she resigned.
Checkmate was inevitable. Ladies and gentlemen,
course.
with the white pieces in the white corner, winner by technical checkmate, Dilara Khatmullina!
You can see it's not a Russian flag, it's a flag of Bashkiria, which is a republic in the center of Russia, and which they're very proud republics within Russia, of course, with their own language, their own traditions, and their own symbols. So
This is where Ilsur is from. Yes, I remember that flag from last year.
exactly, Ilsur, they have a very, very strong chess school in Bashkiria, and some good boxers as well.
Hello to Ilsur, who couldn't make it.
He's got some health problems, unfortunately.